Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is If She So Pleases. I'm finally trimming my hair. Yeah, so in this shot as you see me now, it's actually already done. But I filmed a trimming video last weekend, which I will be showing you within this video. So you will not believe, this is long awaited. I know this is long awaited because you will not believe the number of questions that I get around
how often do you trim? What's your trimming routine? Do you think trimming is important?
I'm going to be answering everything in this video, finally. Before we get into it though, I need to tell you today we are sponsored by Ana Luisa. So this is not the first time that I've talked about Ana Luisa in one of my videos. I posted one, I did a collaboration with them, I think a couple of months ago, in which they sent me 2 pairs of earrings and this lovely bracelet that honestly I haven't taken off since I did the video. I just love it. I think it makes me look really elegant. It reminds me of one that my mum got me when I was born. So I really love this bracelet. I said in my last video that the jewelry from Ana Luisa is really high quality, but it's definitely true. I have not taken this off since my last video, as I mentioned, which was about, I want to say 2 months ago now. And then I wear it all the time. I don't take it off. I wear it in the shower. I wear it when I'm doing my hair. I wear it when I'm at work. I wear it when I'm not at work. It never leaves my wrist and it looks exactly the same as the day that I got it. So they have sent me some new pieces today. Every piece of jewelry is wrapped in one of these cute little pouches, and I'll do some close-ups of those so you can see later. So I don't have any staple necklaces, so I did want to try some of their pendants. They have some really beautiful pendants that just give me really pretty light, positive and spiritual vibes. So I got this one, which is the light pendant. So I really like this necklace. Just makes me feel like I'm sucking up the positive energy in the universe. So the second piece that they sent me is this really pretty bracelet. So you guys know that cream is the color of my life. The third one I got is their fire pendant. Here it is, and I love the design on this. It's one that reminds me to always show up unapologetically as myself. So if you're looking to elevate your style and your vibration with some long-lasting, high-quality pieces of jewelry, you can see the link to Ana Luisa below. They've also really generously given us 20% off in our community, so you can use code ifshesopleases20 to get 20% off with Ana Luisa. That will also be in the description box below. Thank you so much. Now onto the rest of the video. So moving on with the video. I want to talk to you. I've got some footage of how I trim my hair and so on and so forth. But first, I just want to start on my history with trimming because I think it's really important to understand this before I tell you about exactly how I trim now. In the beginning of my hair journey, I used to trim a lot, like a lot. And this is when I first relaxed. I was then transitioning to natural. So I kept finding that the ends of my hair were constantly dry, constantly breaking. And when I went to, the natural hair forums, people used to say, when was the last time that you had a trim? So I just assumed that that was what I needed to do whenever I had these kind of symptoms with my hair, right? I would just go and get a trim, and I never used to get it done professionally because, as you know, I was scarred for life after my relaxer experience. I used to cut it by myself at home using a pair of hair scissors. Over time, I just kept cutting. Every time my ends were crispy, I would just cut. And I think I was probably trimming every 2 to 3 months or so at that point, until I realized that one, my hair was going nowhere, and two, no matter what I trimmed, how much I trimmed, it would always be the same thing. In a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever it is, my hair would feel crispy again. And I would just be like, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. It would confuse me so much. And I finally realized that this can't be the problem. The problem can't be that I need a trim every time because I'm never going to get anywhere in this hair journey. Where's my mermaid hair? It's never going to come. That's what I used to think. I realized finally that the problem that I was having with my hair was that my hair was actually just super dry on the ends, and it had nothing to do with it being damaged to the point at which I needed to trim. So what I did then is look into how can I moisturize my hair. So I started to deep condition it more. I started to apply, I did the greenhouse method. So that's when you spray your hair with water, put some kind of moisturizer or conditioner on it, and then you put it in a baggie. and it does make your hair really mushy and soft, and it's probably not the best thing to do like over a long period of time, but it was working for me at the time because that's how dry my hair was. So I used to sleep with my hair in the ends of my hair in a little baggie to maintain the moisture and things like that. And over time, I would find that my ends were just not as crispy as before. And deep conditioning was a huge key. Deep conditioning with heat was something that really helped me. And then deep conditioning overnight as well was something that really helped me. Not anymore, child. I can't do that anymore. Those wet heads were not the one, but at the time it really helped me. So fast forward, I had that symptom of the super crispy dry ends was gone, and I stopped trimming my hair so often. But then I started to realize that I had gaps in my hair. So remember, at the time, this is when I'm transitioning. So my hair is not looking the thickest. So my hair is not thick, guys. I know I come on here and it might look thick to you, but I promise you it's not. When I was younger, it was a lot thicker than it is now. But when I was a child, I should say. But this hair that you see now is not that thick. I style it in a way that gives it volume so that it looks thicker. I wouldn't say it's thin, but it's not thick at all. I thought it was just due to the fact that I wasn't treating my hair right, because if I was treating it right, it would be huge, it would be thick from root to end, and it would look like all these women I've seen online. But that's just not my head of hair, and that's okay. So I just realized that my hair doesn't need to be super thick. And then what really clinched it for me was one day I was on Long Hair Care Forum, and they were talking about the concept of lead hair theory. I'd never heard of this thing before. I was like, what the heck is that? But it's basically the concept that some hair on your head just grows naturally faster than other hair on your head. Therefore, it will always lead to an uneven look. And some people even went as far to say that these lead hairs lead the other hairs. So like when they get longer, everyone else follows. If they keep getting cut and stunted at their length, everyone else stunts. They never overtake them, if that makes sense. And I don't know if that's true, but at the time it was like a huge eureka moment for me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's why my hair's not growing. You know how I am. If you've seen a lot of my other videos, you know that I always have these kind of epiphanies when I hear a new idea. I get so excited, and I used to just like attribute it to me whenever I felt it was maybe the answer to my problems. So at the time I was like, that's why I keep doing blunt cuts and they keep ending up the same bloody length, and everyone else's blunt cuts are flying to the moon. The back bits of my hair, the back left and the left back right, they grow so much longer than the rest of my hair. So the middle of my hair grows the slowest, and funny enough, it's the finest texture and it's the coarsest texture. So it's not really the texture that causes the issues. It's the fineness of it. It's very, very fine, and it's where I'm the most tender-headed as well. So this hair tends to not grow as fast as the back of my hair, and then the front, I've got nothing to say about it. It's just the front of my hair. So I remember thinking, Eureka, this is why I'm having trouble in my hair journey. So I just adapted. I completely took those ideas on board, and I completely stopped trying to have hair that was, super thick from beginning to end. And that is when my hair journey really took off. I allowed my hair to grow in its time, how it wanted, at whatever pace. And now I think back, I think how unrealistic that I wanted my hair to grow, not only grow, but grow in the perfect formation that I wanted it to grow in, when it was just trying to grow the way it's meant to. The back is super long, the middle is shorter, the front is all average, and then, it was all over the place, and different parts of my hair grow at different rates. So I completely embrace that now, and I don't try and rush my hair for anything. I just let it do what it wants to do, and my hair is happy, and so am I. So fast forward to now, I still have the same mindset. I don't cut my hair if it's uneven, and I don't cut my hair if the ends seem thinner than the rest, because that's not my criteria. My criteria is, are my ends so old that they're now crispy? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then I will cut it. If the answer is no, I will not cut it. I will try and solve whatever the other issue is. So for me, I know for some people, they might look at my hair and they might think, ooh, she needs a trim. That is completely fine if that is your criteria. but it's not mine. And I'm completely happy about that as well. One other reason to explain why sometimes my hair kind of looks thinner on the ends, not really now, but for me, there are some times when I have a very, very old braid out and my hair might just look very thin on the end because the top bit after a while does start to tangle a little bit and it gets very stretched out, but it's also very coarse because it's not been moisturized for a while. But then I always moisturize my ends of my hair every single night if I wear my hair out. And so those bits look a bit more nourished, a bit more streamlined, and a bit more kind of curly. And so it leaves for a bit of a definition. It just looks like a different type of hair, and that then leads to it looking even thinner on the ends. Hey guys, I'm just cutting in here after looking at sort of the editing here, just to let you know that I end up trimming most twice a year and at least once every 2 years. So I haven't mentioned this in the video because I had to film it about 4 times because my phone kept stopping the filming, so I've kind of lost the footage in which I was saying that. I've mastered my hair now to the point at which the only reason my hair would be super crispy is that it's so old that it needs a trim. So when I talked about it in my history, I talked about whenever that happened to me before, I would always trim my hair. But that was because ultimately the deep issue with my hair was the fact that it was not moisturized and it was dry. Now I do not have that issue, so there should be no reason for my hair to be as crispy as it gets when it needs a trim. So I hope that's clear. So sometimes I acknowledge that can be the case, but for me in general, I don't worry too much about whether my hair needs a trim or not. And I don't wear it straight either, so it doesn't look weird. And I've never had the hair, even when I was younger, I've never had that hair that was super thick from top to bottom. And I can, but that means I would have a very short cut. And right now, obviously, that's not what I'm doing. So I hope this explains stuff. In terms of the method on how I actually cut my hair, there's nothing to see, babe. I got a pair of hair scissors, or just scissors in general. I feel my hair. I will basically put it all on the top of my head when it's in an old braid out, because that makes it easier to find whether my ends are crunchy or not. Old braid out, top of my head, pull out pieces, feel it. Does it need a cut? Is it a bit rough? Yes, cut it. Only a little bit. Move on to the next section, and I'll put in footage. Should be footage on the screen now of how exactly I do it. It's not rocket science to me, and it's not complicated to me. I don't like complicated things. So I hope this explains my history with trimming, how I trim now, why I trim now, and my thoughts behind it. Let me know in the comments, how do you trim your hair? What's your criteria? I'd love to hear it. I do read every comment, and though it takes me a while, I do reply to everyone as well. Thank you so much for watching. One last thing before I go, please don't forget that our sponsor today is Ana Luisa. So if you're looking for some high quality jewelry to elevate your vibration and your style, please see the link in the bio, and you can use If She So Pleases 20% off. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.